Hello everybody and welcome to my tutorial about how to use Character Creator with Adobe Substance 3D and free Adobe stock to create your own custom characters in Real Illusion Character Creator, which I'm hopeful these lessons will help people creating their own characters. You might be tempted to purchase characters from the Real Illusion store or Daz 3D or Turbo Squid, and all those things can be quite costly. And using Character Creator and getting your basic necessary assets, that can be as expensive enough. For this, you're going to need Character Creator 4 with the headshot plugin. You could also have the Skin Gen Premium plugin, but that's not necessary. But the headshot plugin is definitely going to be necessary for creating your own characters, which if you want to have custom characters rather than buying characters, this should be really helpful on that. So it's really, really easy. The first thing that you're going to want to do is go to Adobe Stock Images website, and you can select the free, and you could say beautiful woman face. You can select the free option, of course. And I'm just going to search for a beautiful woman's face. And I'm going to go in here. And here's one I actually had before, but I'm going to re-download for free. So, because this is the face that I would like to use. And I created a folder for working with this project, for this character creator tutorial. And I am going to select headshot here. As you can see, I was working on it earlier and I had her face in there, but I'm going to load this up again. And when you drag your face into the folder, select female, select clean soft, and then select generate. That is going to create a character. So as you can see, we got our character loaded up. And one of the biggest problems that you'll see from the beginning is that you have some darkness on one side of the face. This is pretty easy to fix. If you go down to your face mask options, you can select right shadow. As you can see, that'll add a mask to that right shadow. There's usually one side of the face that's darker in photos, and that's the reason why you'll often see that. And rather than moving forward with that, we'll create a blend face mask. We'll go ahead and update the skin texture, and that automatically made the whole face brighter. As you can see, looks much better. Now, one of the things I like to do is go ahead and go to the sculpt morph, and here we can make some slight changes to the face, maybe a longer chin, maybe a wider nose, maybe some smaller ears, and let's maybe make a bigger forehead. If you want to even make even bigger adjustments, you can also click on this to make other adjustments. And once you're done, you can do that. Now, one of the things that's pretty crazy is you'll often have these bodies that are just like really, really long, which kind of look a little ridiculous. So you can go ahead and press this morph button at the top here. And from here, you can use some drag features. I like the character to be a little bit chubbier. I don't want the arms to be as long. I Definitely don't want those thighs to be so long. Don't want those legs to be so long. Of course, you can also go to the modify button and adjust some of these things. And then one of the things that often you might notice from this is like breasts just being very, very large. And maybe you don't want that. You want something a little bit more natural. You can see that you can't really lower these with this. You can only go bigger, which is ridiculous. But actually, with most of this 3D software stuff where you have sliders, you'll actually discover that you can actually input whatever you want in here. So for here, I'm going to put -5. And then for here, we're going to go ahead and press -15. And then for, let's see, there's for proximity, we're going to move things a little bit closer. So I'm thinking that looks a little bit more natural. And already, I think we've done a lot to make a character that looks kind of normal. She looks a little weird, but that's okay. We don't need a perfect character for this lesson. Of course, the next thing that you want to do is add your hair. And then, of course, I like Hair Builder. Now, when it comes to like making things, and one of the reasons why I'm making these lessons is to save people money in their character creation. There are going to be some assets that you're going to need to buy. But the assets that probably should only spend money on are hair and clothing bases and shoes. Everything else, I highly recommend you making yourself because you'll save money. And my lessons are going to teach you how to do all those things using Adobe Substance 3D, which I believe the subscription for Adobe Substance 3D is way worth the cost and much more cheaper than buying pre-made clothing with all kinds of different styles that you may want. Like you can make the styles yourself, just buy the bases. But hair is worth having, and so lots of different options with the hair. I think I like hair. I was gonna go with. I think I wanted to go with this large bun hair, and I didn't really want her to be a brunette. So you can go with a good thing about Hair Builder, and there's Hair Builder 2 now, which I don't have yet, but I plan on getting it. You can make some color adjustments, and you got to find the proper hair style. This is kind of the one I wanted to have. Just go ahead and apply that, and bam, much better. That's kind of the look I was going for. Anyways, for now, this is what we got. So the next thing we want to do is, of course, get some clothes on this person. So undershirts, you should have some general base shirts. And there's this one shirt that I wanted to pull up. Let's see if I can find it. Here we go. It's this camisole base. We're gonna fit body shape and select default for the clothing style. And obviously, like what we want to do is make this a custom shirt. Like we don't want to have her wear a wife beater. So you can go back to Adobe Stock and you can look up beautiful cloth patterns, perhaps. And in here, you might have some ideas. And actually, here's one that I licensed before that I really liked. We're going to go ahead and re-download that for free. And now this is where we're going to bring in Adobe Substance 3D Designer, which I really like Adobe Substance 3D Designer for quickly making shirt patterns. So one of the quickest things that you might think that you could do to customize this shirt is, and I like to select PBR, is just throw in this base color folder your pattern that you downloaded. And bam. And it doesn't look so bad. It looks kind of nice. And you could stick with that. But it's not really that, I don't know, creative. So that's where Adobe Substance 3D comes in, where you can add creativity to that concept. So here's what we're going to do. And then in Adobe Substance, one of the things that you'll notice is if you want to bring up new nodes, you can click the Substance graph, press the space button. So one of the easiest changes you can make is using the tile key. I'm going to take that and throw that in here. And you'll see this looks good, but I got the blackness, and to fix that, you can press the background color selector. Go ahead, select pink. And we can save that in our, we'll just call that pink pattern 1, right? Pattern 1. And then from there, you can, if you like, throw in your pink pattern 1 there. And automatically, we got some new changes that are looking pretty good. But another thing that you can do, and I'm just going to undo this twice, go back here to the original pattern, is you can right-click the texture file, and you can save this texture. We're going to go ahead and put that in our character creator, and we're just going to say shirt 1, and I'm going to say save, and we're going to go back to the Substance Designer and throw in the shirt 1. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to click the space here and do a blend node. And I'm going to make the shirt the background. I'm going to make our pattern the foreground. And I'm going to change the blend mode to multiply. And as you can see, those lines from the shirt are now added on here. I like to make a little bit opaque just to make those lines pop a little bit more. And now we can save that, and now we can go, we'll just change this with the shirt in here. And now I go back to my character, and I just want to show you the differences. So we had before, we had the pink pattern 1. That's what that looked like. But now I'm going to do the pink pattern 1 with the shirt. And as you can see, it just makes it look a little more like cloth, which is really cool. All right, so the next thing that we want to do is get some pants on this person. And I'm going to use this short space that I have, use low-rise short space. And we're going to go ahead and select fit body shape, default, of course. And obviously we don't have a material on there, so I'm gonna go back and do that again. Save the texture. We're gonna do shorts, saving that into our folder. And me, I'm terrible. Like, I often just erase, like, once I'm done with Adobe Substance 3D Designer designs, I just erase things. I'm like, I don't need to save it. I'm never going to go back to these things again. Throw my shorts in here, and what I want to do is go back to Adobe stock, and I'm just going to look up, I always forget how to spell this word, corduroy. There it is, corduroy pants. And you're not going to get a lot of options in the free options, but we don't want to use, if you're paying Adobe, you only get like so many licenses a month, so might as well get free stuff. Here's something that I had before. I'm just going to re-download it for free. And this is actually going to be super cool. We're going to open up in our folder, and going back into here, we can just click and drag and import the resource into Substance 3D Designer. And what I'm going to do is do a tile. And we can output maybe a lighter brown color in there. Maybe I don't really like that. Or maybe what would make it better be just do one more. And let's try two. That's not so bad. And then what we can do is the blend again. Do your pants as the background, your color as the foreground. We're going to use a multiply node. I'm just going to get a little bit opaque. Save that image, and we can call this shorts corduroy. I don't know if I spelled corduroy right, but it doesn't matter. And now we can go back to our character creator and throw in the shorts corduroy pattern. And bam, look at that. Got the corduroy pants, looking pretty good. It's a good character, if you ask me. So, and now, probably want to add some shoes. Oh, here we go. There's these shoes that I got from the thing, these Brittany Factory van shoes. These are cool. And often what will happen is that those feet might be popping out. But actually, in this case, I don't see any toes or skin popping out. But if you did see any skin popping out, you can just press conform, calculate the collision. And if there was any collisions in the clothes, that could be interesting. And, if this ever happens, I never know why that happens. You can just turn off the head morph. And there we go. There's our custom character. And then, of course, we want to probably save the project. And in this case, I'm going to save it as cat. All right, so what you want to do is zoom into your character and go to the custom tab. Select actor, character, and you can press save. Oh, I got the shoe selected, so you just got to make sure that you have nothing selected. Select save, and I'm just going to go ahead and save this as cat. And now, bam, I have cat in my character list, which if I open up iClone, I can use that character really easily because it's already in my customs folder. As you can see, here's all kinds of different characters I have made some of them better looking than others. So that's it for this lesson. And in the next lesson, stay tuned. We're going to do some other cool customizations showing you how to use the Adobe FBX files. With Adobe Substance 3D, you get 25 downloads a month, which can be carried forward to the next month of 3D assets, which is really awesome. And a lot of the 3D assets are clothing, and but trying to put those clothes into your characters can be a challenge, but it's actually a lot easier than you think using Character Creator, and we'll show you that in the next lesson. All right, thanks for listening, and that's it.